Welcome back. Today we are going to look at a quieter, but very revealing part of the Kim Soo Hyun conversation. The fan theory that his real career crossroads is not legal, not romantic, and not even purely reputational, but artistic, because after Queen of Tears, he was supposed to pivot from emotional melodrama into the criminal underworld of counterfeit goods through knockoff. And that transition may have been one of the most important creative risks of his adult career. The reason this matters is simple. Kim Soo Hyun has often been associated with characters who carry emotional weight through restraint. The alien lover in My Love from the Star, the wounded caretaker in It's Okay to Not Be Okay, the exhausted husband in Queen of Tears. These roles differ in genre, but they all depend on the audience believing in suppressed feeling. The viewer watches him hold something back until the emotional release becomes meaningful. Knockoff sounded different. Its premise, centered on a man who rises after the 1997 Asian financial crisis into the counterfeit market, suggested a character shaped less by romance and more by survival, greed, class pressure, and moral compromise. The story's historical setting also matters, because the late 1990s financial crisis remains a deeply charged period in South Korea's modern memory, associated with economic pain, social instability, and people being pushed into desperate reinvention. That makes the postponed release especially frustrating from an artistic analysis perspective. Audiences were denied the chance to see whether Kim Soo Hyun could transform his familiar emotional restraint into something more dangerous. A counterfeit kingpin is not simply a villain or a victim. He is someone who must understand surfaces: fake luxury, fake legitimacy, fake status, fake survival. For an actor whose public image has long depended on controlled elegance, that kind of role could have created an almost meta-level performance about image itself. Some fans have interpreted the delay as career paralysis, but another reading is even more tragic. Knockoff may have been the exact role that could have disrupted the polished image now being debated. Instead of returning through a safe romantic drama, Kim Soo Hyun was preparing to return through a story about counterfeit identity, economic desperation, and the dark marketplace beneath respectable society. In the context of his later public crisis, that premise feels almost uncomfortably symbolic. The problem is that platforms do not release symbolism. They release products. Disney Plus had to consider not only artistic interests but public backlash, brand safety, regional market reaction, and whether the controversy would overpower the drama. Reports in 2025 and 2026 continue to show the project in uncertain status, with the release paused and no firm new date confirmed. So the biggest unanswered question around Knockoff is not only whether it will come out, it is whether, if it finally does, viewers will be able to see the performance inside the scandal, or whether every scene about deception, power, and survival will be interpreted through the unresolved public story surrounding Kim Soo Hyun himself. And maybe that is why this delayed drama feels so charged, because it is no longer just his next project. It has become the missing chapter that could either restart his career or expose how much of his old image can no longer be restored.